Hey, scrappy people, it's Tracy Reed here today with day number 5 in my December daily album. And today I am doing a sort of half page-ish. I'm doing a set of 4x6s on the left-hand side and then a little 3x8 insert on the right-hand side. And I decided for this day to do something super fun and make little gift wrap rolls of the gift wrap that I'm using this year and make little presents out of them. So I just rolled each of these little pieces of gift wrap around this dowel until I had a bunch of them. And I was using the liquid glue initially, but I decided to use a tape runner because the liquid glue was too wet for this thin wrapping paper. So I adhered each of these rolls to, or I'm going to adhere each of these rolls to some white cardstock just so that they stick down easily. And I'm going to then have these little presents made out of this rolled up wrapping paper that I can put on the 3x8 insert that I'm actually going to, I had one printed, but I'm actually going to redo it instead of using the printed one. So I'm sorry about the lighting change. My husband called in the middle of recording this video, and then by the time I got back to the video, the lighting had changed and I didn't realize it. So it'll clear up in a second when I stop and start again, but until then it's a little bit yellowish and I apologize. So I'm sticking a pencil through the middle of these rolled up wrapping papers so that I can push them down onto the cardstock and stick them to the cardstock without flattening them. So I just stick the the pencil through the wrapping paper and then apply pressure onto the cardstock so that they stick down easily. And I decided I needed an extra roll on both of these, so I'm going to trim them up after applying them. And then I'm going to wrap them both in, the gift wrap ribbon, just like I would be wrapping them if I was wrapping a present. And I'm going to make little bows out of them, and I'll even curl up the ribbon. There we go. So I initially adhered them down to this card, but I decided I was going to make a new card from scratch. So I'm cutting them off, and then I'm going to cut out a new, it actually ends up being 3.5 by 8.5. I wanted to make it just a little bit bigger. And so I was initially going to add the border like I normally do, but I decided just to punch right into the white cardstock on this one instead. So I'm going to adhere these down, and I'm sorry that a lot of this video is off camera. My desk must have moved a little bit, and I didn't realize that it was off camera a little bit, so I apologize that the bottom half is a little bit hard to see. But I was initially going to just do the white insert for this insert, but I didn't love the way that the white was interacting with these white and gold letters. So I'm actually going to pull all these letters out, and then I'm going to decide that I want to embellish this 3x8 a little bit more. So I'm going to add some scrap paper that I had sitting around, and I really like the way that the black looks with the white and gold letters. So I'm going to trim this down and use it as a mat for these letters. And I have all these letters stuck to my hands, so I'm gonna have to take them off so I can use my hands. So I'm just going to put this black at the top, and then I decide that I want some more paper, that the black just kind of looked weird sitting out there by itself. So I'm going to add the other side of the black paper as a border, which is that red snowflake. And I'm going to add it at both the bottom of the black and the bottom of the 3x8 card all together. But I'm going to add the black plaid at the bottom instead of the red. And I think that gives it a nice little weight at the bottom and makes it feel more balanced. So now everything is stuck down and I can continue with my title. So I'm going to spell out gangsta with the white letters. And then with the green letters that I'm going to pull out, I'm going to spell rappa. I would have spelled rapper, but I was running out of these letters, so I even had to make a W out of 2 V's, and then I didn't have an E, so I use what I have, and so it says gangsta rappa, which I thought was funny. I'm so funny. All right, so I decide that this needs some more embellishing, so I'm going to pull out this gold glitter snowflake from the Fa La 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 collection. And I'm going to adhere it right along the side here with some wet glue. I'm going to tuck it right underneath the presents. And initially I thought that I would leave it hanging off the side there, but I decide that it's not sturdy enough. The cardstock isn't very thick, so it's kind of floppy when you use it to turn the page. So instead, I'm going to, after I fix this, oh my goodness, there was so much fiddling in this video, you don't even know. I cut out so much just going back and forth and repositioning these stupid presents, and it was ridiculous. So I'm going to get these all situated again, and then I'm going to use a really old snowflake from my stash. Oh, I probably had it since 2010. And I'm going to layer it over the top of that gold snowflake. And it is a little bit, it's plastic, so it's a lot sturdier, and it'll be a lot easier to turn the page with it. And I'm going to take the rest of that gold snowflake and I'm just going to put it on the other side, because you know I can't waste scraps. And I really like the balance that that gives it. I feel like there still needs to be something right there underneath Rappa, but I'm not there yet. I'm going to have to come back to it. So I'm going to put it in the album to see how it works. And oops, I need to punch a hole. So I came back to do that after a little while. I went to cook dinner or something. And now I'm going to work on my card for my journaling. And I'm going to adhere this big 5 from the Very Merry line to the card. And I'm going to add some stickers to this photo in the white space. No peeking. And then I want to add this stack of presents to this card, but I'm going to add it on the left-hand side there, kind of tuck it up underneath the 5. And then I will snip the excess off. And I think about putting it on this side, but there's not enough of that top present. It just kind of looks weird, so I pull it off again. And I'm going to add some, I'm looking around, I'm going to add some stars to the journaling card, and I'm going to add this postcard to underneath this present, and then I'm going to layer some other stuff on top of it, but I'm going to come back to that. So now for the stars. Just wanted a little bit like confetti all around the number 5. There we go. And then before I put these stickers away, I think I'm going to grab another word strip for that photo. There we go. If one word strip is awesome, two is fabulous. I felt like there needed to be some separation between the red sticker and the red present, so I put that green sticker in there. And then I'm going to add my journaling to this card. And I'm almost done here. I decide that I'm going to add, with these old Studio Calico letter stickers, I'm going to add the word 5 over the top of the number 5. I felt like there was a weird empty space right there with the loop of the 5, and I really like the way that this fills in that space. Plus it gives it that extra little oomph on the card. And this spread is just about done. I'm going to put everything back in the album and show it to you how it looks all done, including the picture that's going to go underneath it so that you can see how they're going to interact. If you enjoyed this layout, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you.